As a field, science is one of the greatest collective endeavors of humanity. It significantly contributes to our understanding of the world, answering questions and providing solutions that benefit millions across the globe. Taught by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Good evening, one and all. Let me take you all to the listings of what to expect in today's session. This is the Mega Career Guidance Event Avenue 2022 #Discover You, hosted by Indian School Bausha under the aegis of the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman. The welcome address will be followed by a brief introduction on our eminent speaker. Then we shall invite the esteemed speaker for his presentation. After the presentation, we shall request our guest speaker to answer a few questions raised by the attendees in the question and answer segment. The continuing session will be taken up by the university spokesperson. The detailing of the courses available and the process of admission will be put forth. We shall conclude the session with a vote of thanks.
Good evening, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Avenue 2022 #DiscoverYou, a global career guidance program launched by Indian School Bausha under the aegis of the Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Oman. On behalf of Indian School Bausha, I, Richa of Class 9,
And I, Supriya of Class 9,
take the proud privilege of expressing our profound gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq Al Said for the magnanimous and noble benevolence showered on the Indian diaspora in the Sultanate of Oman. May the Almighty bestow His choicest blessings on His Majesty, and may this nation experience peace and everlasting prosperity.
we are happy to welcome all the students, parents, and teachers for being a part of Avenue 2022 #Discover You. Thank you, one and all, for your presence here this evening. It is with sheer joy and great pride that I take the task of introducing our speaker today, Dr. Tarun Jha. Dr. Tarun Jha obtained his PhD degree from the Indian Institute of Technology, Karampur, in the year 2007 under the supervision of Professor P.K. Rayana. Subsequently, he joined as a postdoctoral fellow at the Theoretical Physics Division, Physical Research Laboratory, Ahmedabad, 2007 to 2009. Thereafter, he joined the Department of Physics, BITS Pilani KK Birla Goa campus as an assistant office professor. PhD thesis titled Relativistic Nuclear Equation of State and an Effective Model, under the supervision of Supervisor Professor P.K. Rayana, IIT Karampur.
He has also co-authored many books related to his field of interest. Some of them are Hot Nuclear Matter in Asymmetry Chiral Sigma Model, Neutron Star Matter in an Effective Model, Attributes of a Rotating Neutron Star with a Hyperon Core, Constraints on Nuclear Matter Parameters of an Effective Chiral Model. Dear distinguished speaker, we are so privileged to be in your midst. We are ever ready to dive with you into your immense knowledge and gain from it. We would like to request the audience to kindly post your queries in the chat box. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please join me and listen to our speaker, Dr. Tarun K. Jha, on his topic, Opportunities in Science and Research, with special reference to the subject Astrophysics. The platform is all yours, sir.
Thank you so much, dear student, and good evening to all. I hope that I am audible and clear. Can somebody confirm me
Yes,
that?
sir. Yes, sir. You're audible and very clear. You can go ahead.
So, very good evening to all the young minds, class 9 to 12. That is what I have been told. And namaskar to all the faculty members who are over there. And I, being a faculty, I also passed the student level. I feel that there is some kind of, teachers are the greatest motivators for any student's life, and same has been there for me as well. And I could remember that during my school days, I was really fascinated with few of the teachers who were really good at their skills. And then at the college level, I was kind of very much motivated by few more. And that is how I landed up in this particular domain of physics and more so in astrophysics. So at the outset, I would like to thank Avenue 22 for giving this opportunity to speak to you, particularly Kokila Madam and Sajendran Sir for giving me this opportunity. And basically, my talk is very simple. And I would like to motivate you by telling you some facts about the sun. Okay, usually we don't feel the presence of the sun in everyday life. We don't care about the sun, but I can guarantee you that the end of it, you will be surprised to know that sun is such a beautiful, astrophysical object that is there in the space. And probably I could motivate you as well. Okay, I will try to be on time. So my plan is as simple here as I name it, opportunities in science and research. And because I work in astronomy and astrophysics, I can probably give you a better insight in this particular domain. So let's start off. So in Sanskrit, there is a very good sentence about the sun that Adi Dev Namaste Bhyam Prasid Mam Bhaskar Divakar Namaste Bhyam Pravakar Namaste Dev. Sun is the rich source of energy and life for us. Okay, and till date there has been no other planet has been observed where life can sustain. So we are really special. My plan of the talk today is very simple, is that I would like to motivate you by telling you about the sun, and then we will go towards the opportunities that we have, okay, in scientific research, in astronomy, astrophysics, and let's see, and I could really try to motivate you on this subject. So, sun is obviously special because if there is no sun, there is no life, okay, and the proximity of the sun to the earth becomes very much important for sustenance of life. Various possibilities, various fictions, novels have been written about having a star. So sun is basically a star, as we know. What would happen if we had more than one sun? Okay, what if there are many more stars around us which throw light on us? So sometimes it may happen as well that if you have like particular alignment of these stars in such a way that the night would never occur on any planet. So kind of stuff is there. There are endless possibilities. These are exciting, catastrophic, because we are looking at very big astrophysical systems, which contains energy, lot of energy in them, and it has been there for 5 billion years now. Okay, so it's going to live for the next 5 billion years or so, as expected. And most of the stars that we see in the sky in everyday life, almost 80% would be the sunlight. And for just for the sake of very simplicity, I would say that the mass of the sun is MO dot and the radius is RO dot. This MO dot is the mass of the sun, which is something like 10 is for 30 kgs, and radius is something in terms of millions of kilometers. So there are astrophysics and astronomy has been quite a old science, and people have been trying to understand this universe or the sky above them in various ways. For example, if you look at this pyramid of Kukulkan, here they understood that what is the motion of the sunlight. Okay, motion of the sunlight in the sense that sun, as we see in everyday life, rises and sets. Okay, so sun is not moving, but it gives us an apparent feeling that the sun is actually moving across the sky. It rises from one side, from the east, it sets out in the west. Okay, that's the apparent feeling. Sun is stationary over there. It is not rotating the earth, but earth is rotating around the sun. However, equinoxes are those points in a year where where the sun is at its at its average altitude. All of these I can tell you in brief now, and I will clarify it later. That those points were known, which means that the motion of the apparent motion of the sun itself was known. Okay, that was, I mean, thousands of years back. So it so happens that when the sun is there and you have these equinoxes of those time periods, then this shadow from this pyramid would be carved onto what you see as the stairs. There are stairs kind of thing. Okay, so the shadow will move as the sun moves, and it gives the apparent feeling that there is a snake which is crawling down the temple. So equinoxes were known. There are many interesting, places in this world. For example, Machu Picchu in Peru. It was already, made out. The entire society evolved around the celestial events, and primarily because sun is the most dominant member of the solar system, and in our lives all of this motion of the sun, their motion, what are the seasons, how they are divided, how the year is being decided, what is the orbit of the earth like, what is the distance to the sun, more or less many previous histories, there are historical data which tells us that people try to understand them. Okay, for example, the Stonehenge in UK, the pattern with which it was put, later on we tried to figure it out, and we found that it's actually a kind of a calendar or a calculator, that how the year evolves and what are the consequences of that, and how does it affect the weather patterns and so on. So all of these were known. In our Indian history also, there are Vedas, there are nakshatras, there are 12 solar months all together made the calendar, and this was all back in 200 AD. There are many beautiful places in India as well. For example, the Maharaja Sawai Jai Singh Jaipur had developed uh, the uh, the clock, the calendar for the sun, and there is an observational observatory as well. The cities, very ancient cities like Banaras or Kasi, which was called as the concentration of cosmic light, they all took this case as that okay, there is some cosmic connection that is between us and that of the sun, and therefore the cities were built around them. However, we are living in a very, very small world. We are just a small particle in this entire universe. So, this is what this picture depicts over here, where you can see the Milky Way galaxy is there. So, we all know that we reside in Milky Way. Okay, and Milky Way is one of the hundreds of systems that lies in the neighborhood, and they are all together, called as one bigger block of these systems. We all are connected over there, and Milky Way, as we understand, is really big. Okay, something like the radius is 15 kiloparsecs. Kiloparsec is like kilo of parsecs. Parsec is almost like 3.3 light years. So the unit of distance, these are enormous distances that we are talking about here. Milky Way galaxy is just a small portion of such a big local neighborhood. And when we talk about our location within the Milky Way, we are placed at something like 8.4 kiloparsecs. Kilo is just 1,000. Parsec is a unit of distance, and that amounts to something like 3.26 light years. Light year is the measurement of the distance, that how much distance the light can travel in 1 year with a speed of 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So if it moves for 1 year in the entire, that distance is light year. Nearly 3 times that light year is parsecs, and add to it, multiply to it 1000, you get kiloparsecs. So if you look at the center of the Milky Way, it is bright, and there is a disk region that you see as the galaxy. Okay, and our galaxy is estimated to be something like 15 kiloparsecs. So our place in the sun, our place in this galaxy is exactly at the midway between the center and the outside edge. Okay, and this sun itself is not stationary over there. It is moving at an enormous speed of 230 kilometers per second in this Milky Way, going around, going around this Milky Way in certain kind of orbit at 8.4 kiloparsec. It is rotating about the Milky Way at 230 kilometers per second. And because the sun rotates, and all other planets along with it moves across. Okay, so you can just imagine that how much velocity we are actually flying in across the Milky Way galaxy. But local gravity is very strong enough, and therefore we don't feel. Just like the Earth is also rotating. And you understand that if you are on a merry-go-round, okay, and somebody tries to rotate you faster, you get a force, a pseudo force. You feel that, okay, something is pushing you away, okay, from the center of the Milky Way galaxy, from the center of the merry-go-round. And therefore, we should have felt that as well while we are on the Earth. But we don't feel that. Okay, anyway, Earth rotates, the rate of rotation is very less for the Earth. And this is the kind of Milky Way arm. It's kind of a spiral galaxy. You have seen a spiral galaxies, right? Yeah, they have kind of certain arms, like octopus has got arms. Similarly, there are 3 arms in the Milky Way galaxy. And in fact, you can actually, using a very standard camera, you should be able to actually capture this image yourself. Okay, just with good magnification, with good focus, if you understand that this strip can be captured. So basically, if you are out in the sky on a very clear night, okay, you look for stars that at some region in the sky, you will find that there is high density of stars. Okay, some bright spots that you will see in the sky. So when there is high density of stars, you are looking at this region of the arm of the Milky Way galaxy. You just put your camera over there, get some multiple images, try to do some image processing, and you can easily obtain this trail of the Milky Way galaxy, which is supposed to be one of the arms. So you can see that when you magnify this particular sky, you see that there are billions and billions of particles over there. Those are stars. So our Milky Way contains something like 10 raised power 12 stars in them, all sun-like stars. Okay, so you can imagine that how many objects are there in a galaxy, and there are equal number of galaxies that exist in this universe. So altogether, the universe is huge. My prime focus today is that we have got certain connection with that of the sun and how it is seen. Okay, so for this you have to understand certain thing in a very minimal way. For example, there is a line that you see. So just imagine that this is the Earth. It's just like a point-like object, and you create a unseen, imaginable sphere around yourself. That is the sky that you see. Okay, you know that Earth is tilted at 23.5 degrees of slope. Okay, this is the axis of the Earth. It is rotating. If you see from the top, it is rotating in the counterclockwise direction. So this axis is tilted at 23.5 degrees, and therefore this equator is as well. Okay, you expand the equator onto the imaginable universe, you make out an imaginary equator which is called as the celestial equator. Okay, and then there is apparent path of the sun which is called as the ecliptic. Apparent path, I am telling. Okay, apparent because we feel that the sun is rising and setting. It is not happening like that. Earth is rotating. This celestial equator and ecliptic, it cuts at 2 places. One is called as the vernal equinox, another is called as the autumnal equinox. So if you just concentrate on the vernal equinox, and this is the path of the sun, you can see that the sun is actually gaining some altitude, is rising with time. So this is the entire year passes by in one circle. So start off with vernal equinox, you find that the sun's altitude is rising with respect to the celestial equator. It's 23.5 degrees tilt. It is rising. When the sun is at the highest point, that marks the summer solstice. Okay. This vernal equinox would be something like March of 21st. Summer solstice is like June of 21st. There is autumnal equinox where the sun's altitude again starts to decrease. Okay, you may not have ever noticed it, but I can give you certain pictures where you can actually work in your own way to create certain very interesting and very beautiful aspects about the sun. Sun gains an altitude of 23.5 degrees at summer solstice, and it slowly starts to go down. Okay, go down the celestial equator. If some of you or faculty members if you can know about the Hindu calendar, where the sun starts to goes northward motion or rises in altitude, you call it as Uttarayan. Uttarayan and Dakshinayan, the festivities in India are decided on that. And then at the autumnal equinox, the sun starts to go down the celestial equator by equal amount of 23.5 degrees, which means that the sun is moving in the sky. At the topmost, it is 23.5. At the bottommost, it is 23.5 above the equator, which means the sun is varying in location. The latitude of the sun itself is varying for the observer on the earth. Okay. We know that, okay, from the earth, if you can view the sun, there is this celestial sphere. Okay. And lot of constellations are there. Primarily, there are 12 constellations. Okay, so the astronomy, astrology, astrophysics, all of this begins over here. These primary 12 constellations or pattern of the stars that people have imaginary created, they felt that as viewed from the earth, the sun lies over in the sky in the backdrop of these constellations. Okay, there are 12 of them. It's a 360-degree circle. You divide them equally into 30 degrees each. And fortunately, or for convention, they picked up these 12 constellations, and you know that how these are divided into 360 degrees. Okay, so you must have, gone through some horoscopes which says that, okay, Sagittarius are born like November 21 to, December 21st. These are Sagittarius. Scorpios are there, sun signs and all. It is not entirely vague. I'm not telling that you must have to follow that. What I'm telling is that the astrologer knows that what is the position of the sun. I mean, in the backdrop, there are constellations. So if the sun is lying there in this constellation, then this is the sun sign and so on. All of these sciences are very old and it's still being pursued. Okay, so why? Because we understand the motion of the sun, how it is moving, we try to figure out that what are the seasons, excuse me, and how they are going to behave next one. This is one aspect of the motion of the sun. There are many interesting aspects. My idea is to motivate you to understand that even for a simple case of the sun like stars, you have got plethora of data which tells you about the stellar evolution. For example, there is something called a sunspot. Okay, sunspots are kind of darker spots that is there on the surface of the sun. Okay, so initially when it was seen, it can be seen through the naked eyes. Okay, so you just have to, I mean, you don't need to watch the sun in full bright mode. Either the sun is in the morning or in the evening during the dusk time. You can try to watch if the sky is clear. You may get some sunspots on them. Okay, so the sunspot data is almost like 2000 years old. So people usually, I mean, 2000 years back, there were no telescopes, no binoculars. How did they figure it out? So they figured out that there are certain spots on the sun. And people started to feel that these spots can be seen just like if there is a bird flying between you and the sun, and it may look like a spot on the sun. This may be some external objects and so on. But after the invention of telescopes, what happened is that they saw that these are not any intermediate objects which are kind of eclipsing, but rather these were the spots that is attached to the sun surface. And because the sun surface was rotating, these spots also rotated. Okay. Just by sheer observation of these spots and the frequency of rotation, people started to have proof that the sun is rotating in space. Okay, the surface was rotating, so the sun is rotating in space. There are many interesting data about the sunspots. For example, you can see all of these very old pictures that you see. Okay, that where the sunspots appeared. Okay, at what latitudes of the sun, at what surface, whether it is towards the North Pole, towards the South Pole, or the equator of the sun, all of this. And the number also, I mean, if there are 2 sunspots, if there are 4 sunspots, if there are 200 sunspots. So people started to gather all of this data all together. Okay. So yeah, I will come to the question section later on, because I have added something at the end of the talk, which I will always, which I will cover up. So the sun is rotating, it was known, and you have a series of data. Just see the data from 1870. These are the number of sunspots, okay, across time. What you find is that there is certain periodicity attached to it, okay? And if you are a little bit more, you want to know about them, if you go into detail of them, you can find that after every 5.5 years, the number of sunspot starts to appear, which is minimum, and then it increases in 5.5 years. It comes back to lower number, or is again minimum, at a frequency of 11 years or so. Okay, so the number of sunspots and the frequency, it's a very periodic thing. Say, for example, if I know that this is the sun minimum at something like 2018, so I understand that after 5.5 years, that means 2023, the number of sunspots will be larger or increasing. And people usually say that if the number of sunspots are larger, the sun is much more active. If the sunspot is minimum, sun is not so active. And it has got certain, effect on the weather and climatic conditions, because it was found that at those times, it is not exactly one-to-one correspondence, but there is some kind of connection that it goes. Okay, it's not very much clear, I can tell you, that at those times where the sun was not very active, in a sense that sunspots were minimum, they coincided with cold, ages in Europe. Okay, they had certain effect on the weather and climatic conditions on the Earth itself. So sun is really very intriguing. Most interesting part is that sun is not a solid sphere, just like the Earth, because the Earth is rotating with the same period all throughout if you go from north to south. But see, for the case of the sun is rotating slower at the poles and is fastest at the equator. One complete rotation of the system on the equator of the sun takes 25 days, but it takes 35 days near the poles. So it has got certain effect to it, and that is where the sunspot starts to increase and decrease. I may have certain photographs to show you that what are these effects and how they can be there. So there were certain domains, certain time where number of sunspots were minimum. Okay, those were called as the minimum sunspot region or minimum activity of the sun. But if you take the images of the sun, see, this is the same disk that you see every day. Okay, but this is not in the, this photograph is not taken in the optical region. Optical region, the sun is very bright in the what you see as the disk. But if you take in ultraviolet or X-ray region, you can see the extended effects of the sun. For example, you can see these brighter spots in the sun. Okay, those brighter spots are very active regions of the sun. Okay, because they are so high, the temperature is so high that the spectrum doesn't fall into the visible spectrum, and therefore in X-rays or in ultraviolet you can see them properly. This is the optical image which in everyday life you can see. As I tell you, that you can look at the sun during the dawn or the dusk, you can try to locate these sunspots, you can find it. This is the X-ray image of the sun. Now, sun doesn't look in everyday life something like this, but you see that above the surface of the sun, up to thousands of kilometers, there are certain activity which is going on. Okay, all of these activities are related to the motion of the sun and the magnetic field effects. Okay, these are very complex dynamics that one can have. And if you want to do research in all of this in a very simple star like that of the sun, still we are not knowing exactly what is happening over there. There are solar storms, there are solar wind, there are volcanic eruptions like eruptions on the sun, there are coronal mass ejections in the sun, and so on. So the sun is very beautiful object in different wavelengths. Okay, let me tell you that you must know that what is visible spectrum. Okay, that's something that you can see. Okay, that you can see because the wavelength lies within the visible spectrum of the electromagnetic spectrum. So say, for example, you say that something is visible if the light wavelength lies between 400 to something like 700 nanometers. Nanometers, very small unit. Then only you can see them. If the photons, if the particles, which are light particles, if they are at certain larger wavelength, they will not be visible, even though they will be very much bright. Okay, even though they will be at larger temperatures, they may not be visible at all. So there are different filters that you use to project the sun to see the effect, to see the activity that is happening around. And you see such beautiful images that comes out of it. And then you try to understand. You can see that there are filament-like structures that you see over there. Okay, and these all of these regions, all of these are magnetic field effect. These are magnetic lines of forces that is present on the sun. Okay, very intense magnetic field. I can tell you the magnitude of that. For example, the Earth's magnetic field is like half Gauss. Gauss is a unit of magnetic field. Similarly, that of the sun is like 1 Gauss. Okay, but at these regions of the sun, the magnetic field is something like 3000 Gauss, 3000 times than the average magnetic field that is present over there. So all of these effects are there, and across different layers or filters, if you will look at the sun, just see the left side image in this combined one. This is the optical image, which is the everyday sun. This is ultraviolet, this is X-rays, and these are still enormous high energetic, larger wavelength picture. And you see that the entire picture is different. The story is something very interesting over there. Okay, if you look at the sun surface, this is not exactly a very plain and systematic surface, which we call as the photosphere of the sun. It is like boiling. Okay, it is boiling out. The energy and the temperature is coming out from the core of the sun and coming out to the surface. So it's like a hot porridge. It keeps on boiling and the surface keeps on changing. I will not be able to, tell you in great detail. Maybe sometime else, if you get me some talk into, then I can tell you all of this in great detail. But I'm just trying to motivate you. So the sun is active, it is dynamic. Okay, the temperatures are changing. It may not be changing very rapidly that we can notice it in everyday life, but certainly it is changing over there. And then you see these eruptions in the sun. These are all real images. See how much eruptions. And let me tell you, the eruptions that you are seeing, I mean, Earth will be just a small particle in front of them. Okay, so you cannot imagine that if these eruptions happens near the Earth, it's going to wipe out everything else. But it's just the proximity and the Earth's magnetic field that helps us survive. Earth also has got a magnetic field, and therefore, whatever charged particles are emitted from the sun surface, they are diverted because of the magnetic field. This is a phenomena, but that why sunspots appear because these magnetic lines, they are twisted and tangled and they're kinged off to the surface, thereby forming sunspots. And this is as a variation, like sunspot is disappearing, it's appearing again. There is a maximum, minimum, and this phenomena continues. So the sun is beautiful. Okay, because whatever charged particles are coming from the sun, and if you look at the Earth's magnetic field, it's a sphere with magnetic lines of forces around it. So you can imagine that these magnetic lines or magnetic flux at the poles of the Earth, they will be diverging to the infinity. So they are not so much stronger, and these particles can enter through the polar regions. Okay, what they do is that as they enter, they start to ionize the gas in the upper atmosphere. Primarily, we know that it is nitrogen, and therefore these stream of particles, as they ionize, you get something which is called as the aurora borealis. If you can search in YouTube, you can get aurora borealis. Very beautiful video and pictures are there. Such beautiful images are seen. And if you remember, I was telling about eclipses, I was telling about equinoxes, I was telling about solstices. So just as a fun game, what you can do is that whatever time, local time you are there, you just capture the sun every month, okay, from the same location at the same local time with any camera that you have, mobile phones or anything, okay. And in that case, what happens is that if you superpose all these images, then you will see a very beautiful picture which says that sun moves to the northwardmost, that's the summer solstice, 23.5 degrees, comes to the equinoxes, goes southward. So the sun is actually moving, not rising from the same place at the same time. Okay. So this is the beauty here, what it is called as the analemma. Wherever you are, you can do all of these small projects and so on. And the sun is rich because it has got a lot of spectra. I won't dwell into it. But my point here is this. In such a small domain of physics that we work on, which is called as the astrophysics, you have got inputs from many sides of the physics. Okay, some knowledge or input goes into it. For example, nuclear physics. You should have some idea about how nuclei they interact, what are the particles within the nucleus, how do they interact, what happens if you add more particles, how to remove these particles. There is particle physics also which is involved, which tells you that what kind of reactions might be happening in the sun. There is relativistic physics, which of course is very much important now. Condensed matter theory also goes into it. You have statistical mechanics, you have atomic. Name any branch of physics that cannot be applied to certain domain of astrophysics. Everything can be applied. Okay, so this was all about motivating you that for very simple case of the sun, in the most simplest place, a simple star is there, and still it is so much complex, but very much beautiful. So how does it all start over? As one of the question I saw here, that was about how to do research and all that and things like that. This is where I come to that. I see the audience here that it belongs to class 9th and 12th. This is the most beautiful and promising time of year, I can tell you. We all miss that time. What you can do, small projects can be given to students. This is also for the faculties, because I believe that if I had been infested with this motivation, I could have started things a little early on. And learning is something, when you dig deeper, you get more interested in them. Some kind of small projects can be started with a group, within a group, 10, 15 students. You can do this. There is no hurry. You can start off. And small projects like solar data, you can easily get the sunspot cycle data. Like what is the present status, how many sunspots are there, and you have the previous data as well. Solar cycle, irradiance, how much energy is being, radiated by any star or that of the sun, or luminosity, what is the total energy emitted by the star. All of these small projects can be done in the classroom. Okay. If you have got the data, try to figure out, is there something interesting in that? Okay. You have spectral analysis, spectral classification. You have got a spectra from the sun, like you put a prism passing through the sunlight. If the sunlight is passing through the prism, it splits into colors. Okay, the entire continuous spectra. And then you can try to analyze why this happened, how this happened, and try to conclude it. Okay, so all of these data are available in internet. You just search it out and you will get them. So some kind of initial, push you are getting over there in the class itself. Up to class 12, you can all do all of this. Then apart from that, this is what I feel is the base for, having some promising career ahead. Because this is a long journey, I can tell you. And all of these in these days, it's very easy to learn, certain skills of programming. You have certain open forums which gives very beautiful courses in programming and software skill. You can try to learn. Some mathematical tools are required. Some data science is required. And try to understand and develop the scientific temperament. Like there should be a push in you that, okay, if I'm going to do this, what is going to happen? If I'm going to do that, will I fail? Try to understand all of this. This is all a process. Okay. This may not lead to something bigger, but this will set your mindset over there that, okay, this is something happening and let's do it for other stars, let's do it for other systems and so on. I gave you one example, like you collect the sunspot data, give some curve fitting to it, predict the cycle, and what is going to happen in the future, when the number of sunspots will rise, or when it will be minimum, and what is the effect on the weather and climatic conditions. So, although I understand that many projects are being floated in the school, but I feel that what I have also lacked in is that the temperament, the way that one should proceed is something which is more important. Okay, we may fail in certain projects, but there is some kind of analysis should be done while we are working on any topic. It's not only about astrophysics. Take any topic, but there should be some kind of participation involved, some kind of dedication involved, and you try to push yourself, try to get some skills and so on, so that it will be useful to you later on. Because class 1 to 12, after 10th, we already are divided into what we are going to do sciences, or we are going to do commerce, or we are going to do art. But I can tell you, guarantee you one thing, that this temperament will be same for any branch that you are in. Okay, there is no biasing that you have to take sciences only. No, there's nothing like that. In every branch that we study, this temperament and the process is very much important. After class 12, you might get interested into science, arts, or commerce. The usual path to do research is that you go through a graduate program. If you're in sciences, during graduation, you will have certain specific, subject. For example, physics honors or zoology honors, whatever is there, sciences will be there. Then you have a postgraduate, at least for the Indian scenario, and most of the scenario, it's the same. Master's degree you will have to go through. You will have to enroll into some PhD program, postdoctoral program, and there are many programs that are being offered, integrated MSc or integrated PhD program as well. Okay. What you can do is that if you are so much concerned about, and you already know that you want to go into this particular domain, into this particular path, what you can do is that you can enlist entire universities, the good schools of international repute, enlist them, check their programs. They have certain programs for short-term courses also. During your graduate, undergraduate, or postgraduate time, there can be some short-term courses that can be done. Some summer programs, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is. Okay, or you can break this up into divisions. Try to look at those courses, try to see that, okay, what can be done. Try to get connect with the people. So alignment is very much important here. I mean, at this particular school level, I can tell you that already you must be infested with certain aspects of, life, like what you want to do. So already there is an inherent interest in you. You just have to align yourself to them. To do so and to understand them better, you can go through internships. Okay. So internships are there, which are being provided by many institutes. There are summer projects, and you can do some surveys across, literature to understand what is the problem. Say, for example, I gave you a very small talk on sun. Okay, you want to know that what are the other aspects of it. You can search Google, you can get very good literature, you can get very good, research reviews and so on, which will actually increase your interest in that particular domain. Sun is just an example. There are thousands of, astrophysical systems. As when I teach here in the class, okay, I teach astrophysics every semester. It's one of the most, famous courses over here at our university. So what happens is that they all come after plus two. Okay, we give them BTech degree, we give them some dual degree courses and so on, certified courses. So they take up astrophysics and astronomy, and I'm really very much impressed by the fact that they already inherently come with so much of information. It may not be in depth. That is not so important. What is important is that they actually know things out. Okay, so deeper thing later on you can do. So I find that most of the students usually we discuss and we talk. I find that they talk about dark matter, dark energy, or cosmology, why this universe is, increasing in size, and what is going to happen to this universe later on. All of this comes into picture. So this is what is alignment. Okay, you have some interest in you have to align yourself, you have to, uh, drive yourself through all these processes. Aim here in undergraduate or graduate postgraduate programs is that understand your domain, what you really want to do, what makes you happy. Do a survey, figure it out. Everything is there in this internet. Talk to people and experts. Nobody will tell you, hey, don't talk to me. I mean, you are just so small or something. No, there is nothing like that. Don't be shy. Talk to people or experts, throw an email to them and say that, okay, these are some of the concerns that I'm having. So can you please, clarify them? Most of the times you will get certain good positive answer. And above all, the most important part here is that the most important part over here is that um, uh, that this is the process, okay, that becomes very much important. And always remember that skills are important. We need to hone them all time. Whatever are the skills, we have to see that we are updated in time. Okay, say for example, to name a few, we have IITs, and in Indian system, we have got various, reputed institutes are over there, and all of these they provide certain summer research internship, fellowship program. IIT Bhubaneswar, everyone gives them, and these programs are for the graduates and undergraduates. Okay, so you can always look for them. This is just to name a few of them that you can have. Okay, then there is something which is, opportunities in research. Fellowships are very much important, whether you go for, short term or summer projects, you get certain fellowships. There are programs that are being funded. And when you have funds, you feel good about yourself, you are interested in work as well. So you have to look for funds. After your post graduation, you can join in any funded projects that are available in the institute with certain experts as JRF, Junior Research Fellowship, and you can join in the PhD program. Okay, so the fellowships are there, and you need to be very clear, precise about working in what domain you are working in, what domain, what you want to actually do, and so on. So this vision should be clear here. That is what is important, and skills are as well important. Okay, so it's not only about basic sciences. If you are in engineering programs also, let me tell you that there are a lot of experimental faculties which require skilled engineers. Okay, and those facilities require engineering skills. So even if you are an engineer, you can work on a scientific project. For example, if you talk about engineering systems, then what is there is, just a second. What is special here is that there are a lot of facilities and engineering marvels. For example, there is something called as
Excuse
LIGO
me,
or
sir.
LIGO. Yeah.
Sorry to interfere. A gentle reminder regarding the time we are already exceeded. So
Okay.
accordingly, please carry on.
Yeah, I'm done in 2 minutes.
Thank you.
Okay. So here, as you can see, that there are engineering marvels like India-based Neutrino Observatory, International Space Station, Large Hadron Collider. But madam, I started off late. Okay. So there is Google, which can give you answers. Okay, you can just try to figure out that what is the domain that you talk about, what is the domain that you want to understand. You can do all of this. So I come to the conclusion, what are important is that what is your interest, try to figure it out. It is literature, it is science, it is astronomy, astrophysics, it is whatever physics, and the direction how to proceed. This is well known direction that what are the programs that you are going to do. Hard work, of course, there is no shortcut to success. There will be sacrifice. It's a long path. It's a very uh, tight path, and there will be obvious problems and so on. But it's a long path worth covering. So, thank you very much. Thank you, Avnir 2022, for listening to me, and maybe I can take few questions.
That was an extraordinary and inspiring session by you, sir. Your creative and fun-filled session enlightened us and kept each one of us engaged. Now we would like to request our speaker, Dr. Tarun K. Jha, to kindly answer a few queries put forth by the audience. May I invite the moderator of the session to pose some questions from the audience to you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, the MCs. And Dr. Tarun, it was a very insightful session. You were able to arouse that interest towards the new emerging field. So we do have some questions from the audience. This is especially from the parent community. The question is, they seek your guidance, how to go about to become an astrophysicist, as to which engineering is required from which centers, and apart from JEE, which are the entrance exams to be given, as my child is interested in astrophysics. So want to know how to go about and what is the scope in the future.
Okay, so I suppose that for becoming an astrophysicist, you require a PhD degree. Okay, there is no harm even if the candidate is having an engineering degree, because still you can go through certain entrance tests. For example, we have like JES tests, and there are interviews that happens for taking enrollment into the PhD program. And all of this can be done once the master's degree is completed. So that's the usual path taken. And in master's degree, if you have a specialization in physics, okay, in graduation and master's degree, you are eligible for any branch of science and doing a PhD program. So during master's degree, for example, you can have whatever specialization you want or graduation you want. But physics is very much important over here, although with mathematics background also one can apply for PhD in physics. So there are many different entrance tests done across Indian universities which enroll PhD students after their MSc degrees or MTech degrees, whatever. Okay, and while going through those entrance, you can get, say, for example, one of the most one is accepted one is JEST. It is called as JEST, JEST, Joint Entrance Examination. And through that, one can enroll into the PhD program to an institute, to the person who is an astrophysicist and is wanting a PhD student, he can take, and then things can proceed. Yeah, that's what I can tell.
Thank you very much, sir. Next question we have from the student community. How can we join NASA through this domain of course?
Well, NASA has got a wide range of programs. Okay, whatever you can think of. For example, there is a very practical problem like the asteroid mitigation facility. Like there are asteroids which can come in the vicinity of the Earth's gravitational field, and it can be harmful. It is catastrophic. So how to actually deviate the path and the orbit? As a graduate or undergraduate, you can join certain internships at NASA which are funded. You will get fellowships, and there are many other programs that are available. So as a beginner, you can just go over there as in summer institute or a small short time research experience, and then you will get some good idea about what are the programs being done, who are the people involved, and moreover, you can search in Google like who are the people working in NASA under what field. If your interest coincides with them, you can talk to them that how can we get into this program, will you be able to guide us, and so on and so forth. You will most likely end up with getting positive answers. So yeah, they also have PhD program, they have postdoc programs in a wide range of astronomy, astrophysics, topics. So they work over there. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. One more last question. That mention some of the aptitude required to become an astrophysicist.
See, I don't know, although I'm lecturing over here, but I'm not sure that there is a very well known recipe for that. But it is something like this: any science is based on observations. Okay, if you can observe things, if you can analyze them, if you have certain mathematical skills to solve certain equations and try to get to the conclusion, this is the process. So process is very much important. I cannot guarantee you success or failure, but yes, if the process is correct, you are most likely to get good rewards out of that. Okay, as far as I am concerned, I was interested in astrophysics from the beginning, because as a school kid also I used to feel that there is, usually we all feel during the school time that astronomy, astrophysics, sun, stars, moon, earth, everything is there. Okay, it just happened that I went into the program, did my master's, I landed up in a PhD program, and I tried to pursue my interest. So that is how it is there. So there is no recipe, it's the process. You just have to be little, figure out from the internet that what are the various programs that is happening, how to get into them, talk to people, and you are most likely to go there. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Moving on to the MCs.
Thank you, sir, for all your support and guidance given to the large audience by attending to their concerns so patiently during the course of the discussion.
Thank you so much. It was an honor to talk to you people, and I hope that my talk, was good enough, was motivating enough, and then you people are smart enough to go beyond that. So best of luck, and thank you so much.
Avenir is a global career guidance event to empower students and assist them in identifying their ideal future career path. It was conceptualized by the Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Sultanate of Oman. The first Avenir was organized at Indian School Al Mabala in the year 2018. In 2019, Indian School El Seeb conducted the program. Indian School Muscat conducted the first virtual Avenir in the year 2020. Avenir 2021 was conducted virtually by Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir. In 2022, the flagship school in Oman. Indian School Bosher is all set to fly the flag higher by conducting Avenir 2022 in hybrid mode. Our impeccable planning, devoted team, unmatched resources guarantee a memorable event. The 5-day event will be held from Thursday, October 13, 2022 to Tuesday, October 18, 2022. Prominent achievers, educators, and industry experts will address the audience. Universities and educational institutes from different corners of the globe will present themselves to the audience of Avenir 2022. The event is open to all educational boards, including CBSE, ICSE, IGCSE, and IB. It will provide comprehensive career guidance to students to pursue their passions at national and international universities. Avenir 2022 guarantees a wealth of information and awareness on 21st century courses, scholarships, internships, and career placements. This event will assist students in discovering their ideal future career path. Let us gather together for this 5 days of excitement, effulgence, enlightenment, exploration, and exaltation. Let's join Avenir 2022 to discover you.
It is time for us to move on to the second part of the session, the time to meet the university spokesperson, Mr. Amit Modak. Experienced marketing manager with a demonstrated history of working in the education management industry. Skilled in marketing management, market research, social media marketing, teamwork, and international marketing. Strong marketing professional with the HSE focused in business or commerce. General from Mumbai. Over to you, sir.
Okay, good evening to you all, students. So my name is Amit Modak and I'm representing NMIMS University in Mumbai. And a happy good evening to you all. So today I'll be representing my university. I'll give you some basic information. What are the courses we offered in STEM, commerce, management, architecture, and design. So I'll just share my presentation in a few minutes. So just have a look in my presentation and then we'll go for a Q&A session for that. Yeah, is it visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll just give you a brief description about NMIMS. So NMIMS University has become a landmark in the heart of Mumbai. So this is our flagship campus, which is started in Vile Parle, and it was with the Mumbai University. Okay. Now we stand as a deemed to be university offering multiple disciplinary across multiple campuses. So NMIMS was started from Vile Parle campus in Mumbai. Now we are proud to say that we have 8 campuses pan India. So we are consistent academic quality, research focus, faculty from the top national global institutes, strong industry linkages. NMIMS has placed among the nation to prime center for the education excellence and research. So this is about NMIMS University, a little bit introduction about the same. We have started 41 years back. Then as of now, NMIMS has having a 17,000 students, 800 faculty members. Most of the faculty members are PhD holders and they are basically from the industry experts. Now we have a 17 specialized schools which are offering a different courses into STEM, commerce, management, design, architecture, music. And so in total, we have a 17 different schools in our university. We have 8 campuses across pan India. The flagship campus is Mumbai campus, which is there in Vile Parle. In South India, we have into Bangalore, Hyderabad. In Central India, we have into Indore. In West India, we have into Sirpur, Dhule, Navi Mumbai. And in North India, we have started a new campus that's in Chandigarh. So the flagship campus is in Mumbai campus. So these are some of the milestones which we have received. Established in the year 1981, it was a global reputed university. Earlier, it was affiliated with University of Mumbai. In 2003, we got the status for the deemed to be university and won the ISO 9000-2000 certification by ICL and ranked 10th in the Asia Inclusive B School Survey. In 2015, we had received a Best Innovative University, which was given by the DNA Innovative Education and ranked among the 14th private university in India by Education World. Now we are accredited by NAP 3.59 CGPA on 4-point scale and grade A plus for the 3rd time in Mumbai and declared category university graded by autonomy by UGC. Now, what is the basic utility of NAC accreditation is that whenever you're applying for any broad universities, any other universities just like US, or Australia or New Zealand or Canada and all that. So most of the university ask whether the university is NAC accredited now. So NMIMS University is a NAC accredited. We having accreditation with 3.59 CGPA on the basis of 4 point score. Okay. Now these are the some of the pictures of the campuses. Mumbai campus, which is located in the Vile Parle. Sirpur campus is a fully residential campus. Dhule campus is located in Maharashtra. Indore is located in central part of India. Navi Mumbai again says sub campuses of Mumbai campus. South India we have it in Bangalore, Hyderabad, and North India we have it in Chandigarh. So these are the 8 campuses for NMIMS. Now, what is the benefit of accreditation is that it ensures the high quality of standard are maintained for the program delivery. Whatever the syllabus we offer to the students, that is highly researched by the faculties, and that will be up to the trend of the market. So whatever is current requirement of the market, so academic will be designed according to that itself only. So it gives our student to age in the job market. So we help in the summer internship as well as the campus placement also, and it's enable our to transfer the credits in the university abroad. Now, many time what happens, suppose if you're planning to study in abroad, any other universities and all that. So most of the time, this university help to transfer the credits also to when you're taking for the post graduation after completing the undergraduation course from NMIMS. Now, these are the some of the accreditations what we have received. ABET is the highest accreditation for engineering, and EMBA is the highest accreditation for management. So these are the 2 highest accreditation what we have received. For pharmacy, we have PCI, Pharmacy Council of India, and for we have an NIRF ranking also. Now we have partnered with most of the 50 partner universities, 10 plus country, which help the student with an opportunity to earn a dual degree from NMIMS and global partner university. So it generally help in cross-cultural learning, international network opportunity, and opportunity to be a part of global research collaboration. So these are the some of the university where we have a tie-up. Okay, so exchange program kind of thing. So as of now, we are just offering exchange program with Virginia Tech University, which is an engineering program, and with Kingston University London, which is a BBA program. As of now, we are having a tie-up with these 2 universities. Earlier, we were having tie-up with all other universities. Now, these are the some of the undergraduate courses what we offered in NMIMS, liberal arts, which is a BA honors in liberal arts. Now, this program is basically it's a 3-year program. So, first 2 year will be your general for everyone. In the final year, you can choose a major minor kind of thing. You can have a particular subject combination kind of thing. Now, the second program what we offer is a branding and advertising. So if you have any passion to go for a brand manager, you want to be an advertiser, you have a creativity for advertising, then or you want to go into mass media. So always you can opt for this BB in branding and advertising. Now, if you have a passion for law, we offer 2 courses in law. That is BB LLB, which is a 5-year integrated course, and BLLB, which is a 5-year integrated course. Now, this course is available in all the locations except Sirpur campuses. Now we have one more unique program, niche program, which is called performing arts. So in performing arts, we offer 2 degree. One is a BA music, Indian music, and BA Western music. So we offer degree in both the programs. So if you have a passion for music, if you want to be a sound engineer, if you have a passion to go for an event, host an event for a music program kind of thing, if you want to be your be in the teaching line in the music, so you can always go for this performing arts program. Now we have a hospitality, which is BB into hospitality and operations management. So most of the time the student get confused about that hospitality is related to the hospital administration. No, it's not like that. BB hospitality and operation management is a course. If you go to any of the corporate or any of the sector, everywhere the hospitality is required. Basically, if you go to IT, if you go to pharma or any of the industry, so we teach here basically how to handle the hospitality administration on that particular company and all that. Okay, so this is the BB in hospitality and operations management. Now, if you have a passion to go for a culinary arts, if you want to go for cruise, if you want to go for hotel industries and all that, so it is basically a combination of each and everything. It is not related to only related to hospitality, but other aspects also. Now we have one course which is architecture. In architecture, we offer two courses: B architecture, which is a 5-year integrated course, and if you have a passion to go for interior designing and all that, so we have interior environmental design. These are the two courses which is being offered in the architecture domain. Now in the design, we offer BDAS program, which is a BDAS in humanizing technology. When I'm talking about humanizing technology, that consists of everything. It consists of graphic designing, it consists of product designing, it consists of UI, UX, website designing. So everything is included in this BDAS program. This program is basically a 4-year program, and this program is in Mumbai campus itself only. Now we have one hybrid program, which is a BBA in International Business, which is in collaboration with Kingston University, London. So first 2 years we'll be completing the course in Mumbai, and the final year you'll be doing it in Kingston University, London. So what is the basic advantage of this program is that when you're doing your final year in Kingston University, London, there's an option to continue in the 4th year also. That is one of the advantage. The second advantage is that your 35 credits will get transferred if you are planning to take any post-graduation courses or master courses in UK. So that 35 credits will get transferred to your PG program, and you can work in UK for another 2 years. So they give you generally post-doc visa for that. Now, when I coming to the engineering, so engineering, we have a 6-year program, which is basically a BTech 6-year integrated program. This is basically for the 10th grade student. If they have a plan to join engineering after 10th, so they can join the engineering after 10th also. Okay, they don't have to opt for 11th and 12th grade. They don't have to go for any kind of joint entrance examination or CET entrance examination. Directly after 10th, they can join the 6-year BTech program. We have a normal 4-year BTech program with this specialization, which is into data science, AI, cybersecurity, mechanical automation, AI, and machine learning, computer mechatronics, civil, ENTC, mechanical, IT, CSB, and computer science, data science. And we have a technology management also. Now many of the time student who's completed the BTech program, they want to go for MBA also. So you can complete your BTech plus MBA in 5 years with a dual degree integrated program. Because if you go for a normal BTech program, which is a 4 years, and again if you're going for an MBA, so that will consist of 6 years. So instead of that, you can go for this 5 years program. You will be saving 1 year on that. Now we have a School of Mathematics, so where BSc Applied Mathematical Computing is there, BSc Applied Statistics Analytics is there, BSc Data Science is there, and BSc Artificial Intelligence is there. Now many time it happens that student don't want to go to the engineering program, do 4-year program in data science or AI and all that. So this is the best opportunity to go for these courses, and this doesn't require any PCM as a subject. Okay, only maths is compulsory in your 12th board. So if you have a maths in your 12th board, you can go for this BSc data science and BSc AI program for that, but mathematics is a compulsory. Now in science, we have a BSc Applied Psychology. We have a 5-year integrated MSc in Biomedical Science. So the student who have a subject combination like PCB, so they can always go for this 5-year integrated biomedical science. And if the child has a passion, if the student has a passion to go into mass media kind of thing, animation, VX, VFX, and gaming, then they can go for that BSc animation and VFX course, which is a 4-year integrated course. In pharmacy, we have a B Pharma, again, it's a 4-year program, and we have a B Pharma plus MBA Tech. Again, it's a 6-year program. So B Pharma, you'll be able to complete the B Pharma also and MBA also along with that. In agriculture, we have a BC Agriculture Honors. This course is available in only in Chirpur campus. Now, main part. Now, commerce, we offer 3 program: BBA, BSc Finance, Become Honors. Okay. Now, for all this program, maths is compulsory in your 12th board. Without maths, you can't apply. And economics, we offer BC in economics. Now many students get confused that they ask generally that whether you're offering a BA in economics or not. No, we don't offer BA in economics, we offer BC economics, because that is more into research based kind of thing. That is an upgraded version of BA economics, so, and it will be more research based. Now we have a family business school also, where we offer 2 program: integrated BB and MB program, which is a 5-year program, and 3 years of graduation, that is Bachelor of Business and Marketing Management. So if you have any kind of family owned business, or if you want to be a good entrepreneur and all that, you can always go for this, either for an integrated program, or you can go for a BBMM program, which is a 3-year degree program. Now, these are the some of the national level entrance exam which NMIMS conduct. So, for if you're applying for any kind of commerce management courses, just like BBA, BCom Honors, BC Finance, BC Economics, Liberal Arts, Branding and Advertising, then you have to go for NPAT, which is a national level entrance exam only conducted by NMIMS University. Now, the second entrance examination, NMIMS CET, this is a common entrance test for BTech, MBA Tech, and MBA Pharma Tech. So, if you're planning to apply for any kind of pharma program or any engineering program, then CET is the entrance exam. Now, if you're planning to go for a law, then you have to apply for LAT, that is Law Aptitude Test conducted by NMIMS. So it is an aptitude test for BLLB honors and BBLLB honors. If you're planning to go for NMIMS, if you're planning to go for any kind of design program, then that is the program. So these are the three national level entrance exam which NMIMS conduct, and this application forms are available in the month of November. So you need to register. You need to start your registration from the month of November. Generally, the tests are held between April to June. So these are the 3 months of the test. Okay. There are 23 centers pan India. So you have to come down to India and you have to visit to the center for applying for any of this entrance examination. So for this entrance examination, there is one main examination and two retakes. Suppose if you have not done well in the main examination, you can give two more retake also. So we'll consider best out of three. So these are the four national level entrance exam which NMIMS conduct. Apart from that, for the other schools and all that, they have the individual own autonomous entrance exam and selection process. Now, this is the pattern for NPAT entrance examination. So there will be three sections: proficiency in English language, that consists of 40 questions, quantitative numerical ability 40, reasoning and general intelligence 40. So in total, 120 questions will be there. If you consider CET, so that will be considered into physics, chemistry, math, biology, logical intelligence, and language proficiency. So this is the paper pattern for the CET entrance examination. All these examinations are online examination, online aptitude test examination being conducted in the different centers of India in Pan India. Now, this is the 49 cities in India. Test date, syllabus, mock sample available in the exam website. There's no negative marking and candidate can take 2 attempts more apart from the main attempt. So whenever you visit to the website nmimsnpat.in, so there is an admission handout. So there is a last year question paper. You can refer to that question paper if you're applying for any of this entrance examination. Now this is for LAT, that's for law aptitude test, English language 30 questions, current affairs 30, legal reasoning 30, logical reasoning 30, quantitative techniques 30. In total 150 marks are there. So again, there's no negative marking and all that in this also. And 49 cities, the test centers are conducted in 49 cities in India. Now this NMIMS DAT, which is basically for the design aptitude test. In this, we have a 30 seats at Mumbai campus. So here we have an online studio test, personal interview, and portfolio review. Portfolio review is something related to what we call as a sketching and all that kind of thing. So they will just give you a product and you have to design the product through sketching and all that. Again, in that, there is no negative marking and you can take 2 more attempts along with the main attempts. Now, we also accept the SAT and ACT score as well, because many times students apply for the abroad universities also. So but the acceptance rate is only 5%. So if you're getting a very good marks, more than 200 or 1400 score in the SAT, then you can apply for this program also in NMIMS. Just like BTech, MBTech, BBA, BCom Honors, BC Finance, BC Economics, BA Honors, and Liberal Arts, and BC Mathematics. Now you can apply NPAT also, and you can apply through SAT also. The SAT, the probability is a little bit less for getting selection because 5% is only the acceptance. The rest of the 95% is acceptance through NPAT or CET, LAT, or DAT. Now, these are the admission process which has to be followed. So first you have to go to our website. Okay, you have to fill up the registration form by visiting to our website nmims.edu. You have to download the admit card. Then you have to appear for the computer-based examination on the test centers. So there are 49 test centers in Pan India. You have to wait for the merit list and call letter from NMIMS. Then you have to fill up the e-admission form, and then you have to upload the document, and post verification of your document, you can confirm your admission, and then you have to pay the admission fee. So these are the steps which you need to follow when you're filling for any kind of entrance examination from NMIMS. So generally, most of the examination forms are live in the month of November. So you need to fill it up. You can choose your own test date and test centers as per your preference. These are the 3 months for the test window: April, May, and June. So you can give any test in any of the test centers, or you can choose your own conveniency for applying for any of the dates and all that. Your cutoff list is generally, the merit list is declared by the July end. So this are the things. Now, if you want to know anything more about NMIMS, this is the toll-free number. This is our website. You can visit to the website www.nmims.edu, and this is our email ID, admissioninquiry@nmims.edu. Anytime you can just call up on the toll-free number that works from morning 10 to 5, Monday to Saturday, or you can visit to our website for getting more information. If you have any query, you can just write a mail to admissioninquiry.nmims.edu. So this was a small presentation from our side. Now I'll be happy to take Q&A session from your side, and I'll be happy to solve your queries.
Thank you very much for the informative session, and we are sure that the process of exploring and inquiring has begun in the minds of the students and parents. Over to the moderator.
Good evening, sir. We do have few
Okay.
questions from the audience section. The first one, how can we ensure that students gain all necessary competency skills that provide them an edge in the job market after graduating from NMIMS?
Correct. See, first of the thing, our study, whatever the 3 years of graduation or 4 years of graduation, you'll be doing it from NMIMS University. Our, the whole structure, the whole syllabus is mostly based into, it is related to the corporate oriented kind of thing. So you will have more projects, you will have more internships, you will have a student exchange program kind of thing. So automatically you will having more presentation, there will be a small project, there will be a live project kind of thing. So automatically that will give more edge when you're applying for final placements in the final year and all that. So our syllabus, our study structure, whatever the things, so that is as per the what is required in the market. It's not like a normal university where you do a basic studies. So it's not a theoretical approach. Mostly you can say it's a practical based approach study kind of thing.
Okay, so thank you for that. Next question is, would like to know more about community enrichment programs offered at NMIMS.
Community enrichment programs, I didn't get you a little bit, if you can explain it.
Okay, so shall we move on to the next question?
Yeah, no problem.
Can you advise some guidance that can help the students to design their entrance preparations in order to apply for NMIMS?
Okay. See, what generally I suggest to the student is that there are coaching centers, there are other coaching centers where you can join and you can, prepare for the entrance examination. But if you ask my point of view, if you go to Google, everything is ready-madely available. You can go to YouTube. There are various, YouTube videos are there where they will basically teach you how to crack the aptitude test. If you go for a logical reasoning, if you go for a reasoning, if you go for a verbal reasoning, non-verbal reasoning. So there are different videos available in the YouTube. So you can view that videos and all that. So that is the first thing. Second thing is that you can refer the question paper, also sample question paper, which is available in the website, in the Google. So you can download it, you can appear for the online aptitude test. So basically the first thing what you have to see here is that you have to maintain your speed, because there are 120 questions and the time is less. Okay, so you have to devote a minimum number of time for each questions, then only you will be able to complete the test. So my suggestion is that if the coaching centers are not available, no issue, you can watch the YouTube videos, you can go to Google, you can search for the online aptitude test sample paper and all that, and there you can practice for this.
Thank you very much, sir. Due to time constraint, we are winding up the Q&A session. Thank you very much for patiently answering our questions. Over to you, MC.
Thank you very much for the insightful answers. We have many queries, and yes, the students can access the mobile app and the questions will be directly addressed. Over to you, Richa.
As we draw the end of this enriching session, I deem it my great privilege to propose the vote of thanks. We extend our heartfelt thanks to our eminent speaker, Dr. Tarun Jha, for all his words of motivation. Thank you, sir. We express our gratitude for the spokesperson, Mr. Amit Modak, of the NMIMS for sharing us details and giving us an overview of the career guidance. Thank you, sir. Our deepest sense of appreciation and gratitude to Chairman Dr. Sivakumar Manikam, members of the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman. Our heartfelt thanks to the President, Mr. Ajayan Poyara, members of the Indian School Bouchers School Management Committee, and the Principal of the school, Dr. Bhavesh Palerao. We request the participants to kindly fill in the feedback form posted in the chat window.
Heartfelt thanks to our platinum sponsor, JM deemed to be University. Gold sponsors, the Montfort University. Silver sponsors, Dallas Baptist University, USA. Grey Matters, SP Jain School of Global Management, Sri Ramchandra Institute of Higher Education and Research. And bronze sponsors, Middle East College, SP Jain School of Global Management. Digital marketing partner Spectrum and Trifoil. Media partner, the Arabian Stories and Value Donors, and our power by and support sponsors. Over to the video.
An event of this kind requires the coordination of a committed team. Thank you to ISB's Avenir team for making Avenir 2022 possible. Thank you to each and every teacher, student, and parent for being a part of this session.
The biology of mind bridges the sciences, concerned with the natural world, and the humanities, concerned with the meaning of human experience, by Eric. With these uplifting words, I, Supriya,
And I, Richa,
wish you all a glorious day ahead. A gentle reminder to all to fill the feedback form provided in the chat window. Every attendee who submits the feedback form will receive a digital certificate. See you in the next session. Stay tuned and stay safe.